Welcome to part 15 of the Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 Let's Play. Hey, and apparently, for some reason, we are now fighting a random group of enemies once again as Shadow the Hedgehog. Well, I guess the game I guess in terms of beating up every enemy in the level, I guess that effect hasn't worn off yet. And it won't wear off until 2000 and... until Sonic and the Black Knight, I should say. Or either Sonic Unleashed or Sonic and the Black Knight. So yeah. So, I guess just to talk over this in terms of games that I might be doing next. Actually, I actually do have quite a bit of stuff on my list of what I want to do, actually. I'm either thinking about going back to SpongeBob SquarePants, but doing like Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, although I don't think I want to because Revenge of the Flying Dutchman is so boring. I'm sorry, I just can't play it. But in terms of other games, who knows? I might go to the actual Sega Genesis and play Sonic 1, Sonic 2, maybe 3 and Knuckles. I haven't beaten it, but you know, I can at least beat Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 now, so I'm progressing. I'm also thinking about redoing some other games that I've done. I'll keep the original Let's Play. Yep, no doubt about that, but who knows, I might redo Battle for Bikini Bottom, I might redo Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Adventure 1, and then put them in this kind of format of recording. Well, not format of recording, but at least my updated skill in recording. Yeah, I think that works. So anyway, I think now that I've talked over it, there's actually one thing I want to mention. I think I mentioned this before, but I'm gonna mention this again. When it comes to the Iblis and Mephiles monsters, you can tell from the Iblis and Mephiles monsters because of their color, but also their different abilities. Like I mentioned, I think the Iblis, I don't even know what they're supposed to be, but one shoots projectiles and one shoots a flamethrower, and one shoots a laser beam, all that kind of stuff. So there is at least somewhat of a difference.
Mephiles appears to have headed for those ruins. He's probably looking for the Chaos Emerald that's supposed to be there.
There's no doubt in my mind. His movement shows he's seeking any Chaos Emerald he can find. Supposedly, he needs one in order to join with Iblis again.
I will seal him before that.
Okay, so now we're on the final stage of Shadow Story, Dusty Desert. And of course, what better way to start it off is with a goddamn hovercraft segment. And this might be one of the more frustrating ones right up there with Kingdom Valley, if only because in order to get past this part of the stage, you have to go through these gates. They're not hard to miss. But what makes it a pain in the ass is that because of this game's horrible physics engine, it's very easy to tip over, and it's also very easy to lose health just by simply, well, landing from a large height. And so my best bet, just take it slow. Don't go too fast, but don't go too slow either. There's barriers all over the place for a reason, and of course I'm getting that one up for no apparent reason. And I'm just circling around it. Yeah, first try. But anyway, honestly, until the final story, this is probably going to be the last time we're going to be seeing this outside portion of Dusty Desert, because actually we have a new version of Dusty Desert that we have to see. And it's the inner caverns / inner ruins of Dusty Desert. And this is, in terms of like levels in Sonic 06, this is honestly my second least favorite in terms of what. Well, actually no, I honestly put Aquatic Base in this Hard Dusty Desert as my least favorite, because none of this really feels any sort of Sonic, and plus this is another one of those cases where it's about as linear as you can get for a Sonic the Hedgehog level. But of course, since we have new content, and let me see. Like I said with Aquatic Base, this isn't a maze, so you don't have to worry about getting lost or have to worry about the map being on the goddamn wall, unlike in Shadow the Hedgehog where that was a problem. Seriously, I'll never get over that, in a sense. Oh god, Omega Crotch. Okay. However, comparing this to Aquatic Base, unlike Aquatic Base, there isn't anything to like take out all the enemies at once, and there isn't like in Aquatic Base there was those magnetic poles where it can destroy any enemy in the vicinity, but that's not so much the case here, because in this stage you have to kill every enemy in the area before so you can press on. And yes, it gets rather annoying, especially since the fighting style, since it gets so dull just shooting the pea shooter over and over again, and like that. It's not a fun experience. This room right here, this room is honestly a bit of a chore to go through, only because of the camera. Because of how the pillars are placed and it's so tight, often the camera's gonna hang on the walls and pillars, and it's kind of hard to see where you're going half the time when you're in this area. But thankfully, since I can use the somewhat infinite glide exploit, and thanks to the terrain, I actually gained altitude and got on top of the balcony. Wow, this game. Yeah, this game was rushed. Like, it was rushed beyond belief. Oh yeah, it's also kind of hard to track down the enemies. Like, there's one. Does the door open? No, it does. Oh, okay, yeah, now it opens. Okay, now it's just fall, glide, let's go. And thus, yeah, more enemies. I can't think of anything else. You know what? Comparing Shadow and Sonic's levels, personally, Sonic's was a lot more fun to play through, only because, well, you didn't have to go through levels like this most of the time. It was only like Aquatic Base, even then, and you can kill the enemies really quickly, but here it's not so much the case. You have to, most of the time, kill the enemies or find the switch to open the door. What kind of design, seriously, for a Sonic game, it's a really dumb design mentality. It was dumb in Shadow the Hedgehog, and why would they decide to bring that back in this game? Especially since the enemies have health bars. Oh, look, Silver Mouth. And at the time, I don't even know where I'm going. Well, actually, I think I know where I'm going. At least I can listen to Dusty Deserts and to this version of Dusty Desert. It's actually very calm, very slow paced. I do enjoy it. It starts off very like mysterious, and all that, but after a while it gets actually pretty good. Pretty interesting to listen to. Alright. I hate that. Where the Iblis worms just dive in, and you barely have any time to react because you're in a cluttered space, or where the Iblis worms decide to just burrow from well, right under you without any certain warning. Well, there is a warning, it's just very hard to see the dust plumes. Now we can proceed to proceed into the level. And of course we have to see this room. Actually, in terms of the Sonic 06 project, I think this is one room that the modder accidentally may have left out. While I was playing, I was like, wait, why do I get the feeling that there's a certain room missing? But okay, now in these kind of areas when there's sand waves, actually I forgot to mention this, you don't have to worry about sinking into the sand. It'll just push you back. And all you need to worry about is the sand waves, since they will push you back, and most likely it'll send you into like spike balls or just spikes or anything spiky really. And the camera gets screwed over from there. Here, oh, and by the way, if you're holding down the square button, Shadow will float in midair. Have an infinite charge, there's no stopping time, and it makes for a great YouTube video. Behold, I can fly. Oh, big deal, Superman can fly. You guys, in case you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm referencing Shadow 759. Shadow 759's videos are friggin' awesome. I recommend you give them a watch. They're actually pretty hilarious. Now we are actually on the home stretch of Shadow's Dusty Desert. We just have this to go through. We just need that extra life. And let's proceed. No, damn it. Ah. Damn finicky programming. Okay, let's try this again. And by the way, yes, if you do die, the 1-up capsules don't respawn. So you gotta be careful. Well, that's all. So, let's just go through this. Perfected it this time. And that is it. And that is the very last level. Well, not the very last level, but this is the last level in Shadow Story. Yeah. Wait, that was a B rank? I could have sworn that was a D rank. Oh well.
Mephiles!
I was expecting you sooner. As you must know, you're already too late. But there's still time for you to change your mind. Join me, Shadow. Let us teach this world a lesson and rewrite the future.
Don't try to deceive me.
What?
You have no desire for revenge. You only crave destruction. Your only lust is to fuel Iblis until there is nothing left of time itself.
And besides, if Shadow's not gonna buy it the first time, what makes you think he's gonna buy it the second time?
Truly a shame that you wish to go against me. I'll make sure you regret this, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh well, I'm sure he had an animation, had a boss introduction animation there. He's just gonna finish it. Okay, so now we are once again fighting Mephiles the Dark, and this is actually Phase 2. Well, actually, yeah, this is Phase 2. Well, people call it Phase 2 anyway, and you know, yeah, I'll call it Phase 2. And I gotta hand it to the music composers because I actually do like this boss mix. Mephiles' story problems aside, he at least has the potential of being a cool character. Just a shame that he was in this game. Okay, so the boss fight with Mephiles. First off, it is a slow introduction, but in order to, just like the last boss, in order to inflict any damage on him this time, we have to enter Shadow's Chaos Boost. But how do we do that this time? Well, instead of like homie attacking the dummies and all that, instead we have to beat the crap out of these large monsters that are coming out of this pool of darkness that Mephiles has created. We just have to wait for them to use the laser attack, and then we can so I can mash the X button, and it'll die, and it'll die quickly. It's just a little bit more, just a little bit more. All right, so once our chaos this meter is filled, well, we can finally enter Chaos Boost mode. And since we have level 3, maybe Shadow's a little stronger, but whatever. Here. Now if you're really quick, you can actually take down Mephiles really instantly. But unfortunately, yeah, I couldn't do it. I thought I did, but I couldn't do it. So you have to wait for this animation to go through again, so the monsters can spawn. Stick to the edge here and it'll be fine. You'll be fine. Okay. Alright, now that the monster's there, let's beat the crap out of him more. So, oh god, I completely lost my train of thought. I was gonna talk about more. I was gonna talk more about Mephiles, but I think my commentary during the cutscenes, he just summed it all up, basically. Yeah, just how stupid Mephiles is, and I'm gonna save it for my final thoughts, especially since this is the last part after all. I don't want to be redundant. At least I don't want to be too redundant. Come on. Wait for the animation. And for some reason, Shadow lost his homing attack. Stride. No Chaos Boost. Now let's find Mephiles. Let's beat the crap out of him for being a dumbass villain. And as I was demonstrating, you might not want to use your Chaos Sphere because Mephiles can easily miss it. Well, Mephiles can easily dodge it. But that is it.
I am forever. I am invincible.
Yes.
And that is it. And that is it for Shadow Story, guys. And see you guys for the extra bit. Until then, I'm GameMan5804. See you then.
Need to stay focused.
destroyed!
The Eye of Now absorbed your power through your shadow in the past. What may have worked 10 years ago no longer does. You must realize now that you cannot hope to stop me with your limited power.
So you say.
It's futile. The world will betray you. Why fight at all? Why risk your life for those who will persecute you later?
If the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
Oh, and that is it for Shadow the Hedgehog story. And as for final thoughts in terms of his story, definitely a lot better than Sonic's story, I must say. Because for one, it actually goes somewhere. Like, you know, well, in the last story, it was just Princess gets captured, Sonic must go save, like I mentioned before. But here, no, we actually go somewhere. It actually goes somewhere. And we get an explanation on what the hell is going on here. That's not to say that it's good by any means. Oh, no, trust me. Mephisto's plan is really dumb. But I don't think we're gonna see how dumb his plan is until we get to the next story. But still, Shadow's story is arguably the best one out of all the stories that this game has to offer. And even the character Shadow the Hedgehog is portrayed the best in this game. And just because of the attitude, it's just because how Shadow is in this game. And definitely an improvement over the last game, well, Shadow the Hedgehog. But of course, we have a song to show off. Now, the song that plays during the credits at the end of Shadow's story is All Hail Shadow. Like I said in the Shadow the Hedgehog Let's Play, the original song was done by Magnify, but here, it's done by Crush 40. As a whole, though, I really do like the Crush 40 version of the song. You know, I mentioned this before in Shadow the Hedgehog. I don't want to mention it too much again, but it's a really good song, and I'm gonna, well, show it to you after this explanation. With all that being said, that is it for Shadow's story, guys. And the next time we meet in Sonic 06, we're gonna be doing...
I must fight for the future!
Silver story. I'm GameMan5804, and God help me.
All hail Shadow, heroes rise again.
should